All right, today on the follow through, I'm Pastor Fred. Great to have you with us. We're still in 1 John 5. We're going to look at verses 6 to 8. So don't waste any time. Hit that bell, ring it, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this with a friend. And if they ask what it is, hey, we're listening to God and we are living for Him each day. So, what would you say in your life is a sure thing? Like, what does that mean to you? That something's a sure thing. Is there such a thing? That where it's always gonna just never fail you and always be there. It's a sure thing. It's an investment opportunity, man. It's a sure thing. That real estate deal, that's a sure thing. That choice, right, to which college to go to or what direction to go, that's a sure thing. That means you should do it. You should go in that direction. But how do you know, right? How do you know? And God helps us today in 1 John 5, because this passage is all about reassurance. It's all about like that authority and that sure thing. He says, this is the one. We've been talking about Jesus and what He's done. It's been talking about us believing that Jesus is the Son of God and the peace that brings and the victory that brings over death and the grave and over really anything that would come against us. And he says, all right, well, who is Jesus? Well, this is the one who came by water and blood, Jesus Christ. Not by the water only, but by the water and the blood. Right? And maybe that's alluding to his death on the cross, right? Though it pierced his side, water came through, and there was blood, and maybe it's that. But what he's saying is that his death, the water that flowed, the blood that flowed, that was proof that Jesus loves us. Proof that we could trust Him because He was willing to go through all of those things and have all of those things happen. He's trustworthy, and also the Spirit is the one who testifies because the Spirit is truth. Verse 7 says there are three that testify. The Spirit and the water and the blood, and these three agree. So in other words, all of it's pointing to one thing, that Jesus is the Christ, all pointing to one thing, the water, the blood, the Spirit, all of it. And again, for people back then, it was all about how many witnesses you had. And the more you had, and when they were in agreement, when you had three in agreement, that meant that's a sure thing. We have these three that are in agreement that say, right, His sacrifice on the cross, His coming to life, the Spirit and its work in our life, that we can just rest assured knowing that we have a sure thing in what He did. That He loves us, that He died for us, that He gives us hope. That's the sure thing. In a world of things that don't make sense, we can trust Him. When He says for us to love our brother, love our sister, right, which is the whole context of 1 John 5, where we take the love that God gave to us and we don't hold it for ourselves, but we give it to the people in our lives, where we show it, right? We say to that person, no, you're forgiven. And yeah, and that was tough, and I didn't like what you did, but I forgive you. And we go to God and we ask Him, Lord, help me to do that. But that's not easy. I'm not going to say that it is. But He's got power to give us the ability to do it. And it's His ability, it's His power. But I want you to know today that it is ours, and that it is a sure thing. His love, His forgiveness, His grace and mercy is a sure thing every single day, all the time. So I hope that encourages you today and every day. Have a great rest of your Friday, and we'll see you tomorrow for another follow-through.